Last week, we heard from the Christian Ministries. They are requesting a waiver of the park usage fee. For their pencil crews that was originally scheduled for August 16th. They have rescheduled for August 23rd.
I'd like to make a motion to approve this resolution. Resolution, I'm assuming, 14-056, approving the park waiver fee for Christian Ministries for August 23rd. Second.
Councilmember Walker.
This is the, I think it's the fourth year we put this on, or they put this on, and we waived the fees for the greater than the entire community. So, good.
Councilmember Putnam. Any other comments from council? Any comments from the audience? Seeing none, roll call council.
Councilmember Cave?
Aye.
Councilmember Knudsen? Aye. Councilmember Putnam?
Aye.
Councilmember Steiger?
Aye.
Councilmember Walker?
Aye.
Councilmember Halsey? Aye. And Councilmember Jones? Motion carries.
Next item on the agenda, item C, ordinance number 2014-1860.
Ordinance number 2014-1860, an ordinance of the City of Pacific, Washington, adopting findings of fact regarding ordinance number 14-1855, relating to the recreational and medical use of marijuana, and adopting an interim zoning ordinance prohibiting the siting, establishment, and operation of any structures, property, or uses relating to recreational or medical marijuana production, processing, cultivation, storage, sale, delivery, exchange, or bartering, which includes a prohibition on the submission of business license applications for such uses. And basically, this ordinance is a follow-up to the interim zoning ordinance that was adopted back in February 3rd. If you read my staff report, I can just cut down to the recommendation or action that we're requesting. The recommended action is that City Council should vote to continue the interim zoning ordinance for its 6-month duration beginning February 3rd, 2014, and to adopt ordinance number 2014-1860, which is the ordinance in front of you, the findings of fact on the subject of interim zoning ordinance number 14-1855 to justify its continuation. On the rear of this staff report or agenda bill, the motion for consideration is a motion to continue the interim zoning ordinance for its 6-month duration beginning February 3rd, 2014, and to adopt ordinance number 2014-1860, the findings of fact on the subject of interim zoning ordinance number 14-1855 to justify its continued imposition. Now, the alternatives would be for council to suggest amendments to the findings of fact if the council believes they more accurately reflect the basis for the decision to continue the interim zoning ordinance. And another alternative would be for the council to vote to repeal the interim zoning ordinance. So I leave this up to council to discuss and ask questions that they might have.
So there would need to be a motion to continue the interim ordinance before we could vote to approve this ordinance.
The motion is to continue the interim zoning ordinance for its 6 months duration and to adopt this new ordinance, yes. So it's a question of dotting our I's and crossing our T's, and unfortunately the process is somewhat reversed from the normal proceedings in adopting ordinances.
Councilmember Putnam.
just one, since the whole idea of the 6 months is allow time for more thorough background research and all that,
Yeah.
are we confident we'll actually have something permanent ready by the end of 6 months this time, considering how many times we've...
Several
said it'll be
people,
6 months?
several people are working really hard on that right now. So, and I think,
I can speak that you'll have a document that states the facts vetting the issues that I presented to council when this topic first came up. That'll give you the opportunity to place weight on the pros and cons of these businesses. Then the ball gets bounced back to the planning commission to come up with a proposed ordinance to allow them, whether we approve it or not. I think we should have the planning commission continue work to come up with draft ordinances to allow the businesses, even if for some reason the council says no, just in case the state usurps our authority to say no and says that we can't say no. That way we can stay within our 6-month timeline. Since I'd hate to go beyond the 6 months, since we've already had like 3 moratoriums.
Yeah.
So, although we can show that we have made progress in researching the stuff this time, we'll have a document at least.
it will be, the schedule is tight because of having to have public hearings as well, and then workshop and regular council meetings, so we can't really waste any time. And it will be on the planning commission's agenda to see the draft report in whatever form it's in by the end of the week, I can hope.
I can provide a copy of the draft, but it won't be approved by the committee until probably the following week. And I didn't realize when I thought the planning commission meeting was the following week, but I forgot that the way the Tuesdays line up, fourth Tuesday is next week and not...
The 22nd. So we can, at least they'll have something to look at so that they know what you're doing and they can also be prepared for the next version of it.
So, but the biggest hurdle for us as a council is to look at that and make a determination whether we're going to say yes or no. Obviously, I think I emailed everyone the decision from the Kent case to the appellate court. I'm sure it's going to wind up at the Supreme Court, but when you read that decision, medical marijuana has been severely gutted, and all you have is an affirmative defense, and I think we have a lot of control over medical marijuana, a lot more than we originally thought. So that's something that we need to discuss as part of these findings.
Any other questions from council? What's council's pleasure?
I make a motion to approve ordinance 2014-1860 and continue along the interim ordinance 14-1855 and keeping the 6 months in place.
Councilmember Shea, would you like to speak to the motion?
I pretty much just said everything.
Councilmember Walker? Any other comments from council? Any comments from the audience? Seeing none, roll call council, please.
Councilmember Peterson? Aye. Councilmember Putnam?
Aye.
Councilmember Steiger?
Aye.
Councilmember Walker?
Aye.
Councilmember Halsey? Councilmember Cave?
Aye.
Next on the agenda, resolution number 2014-134.
I've spoken with the IT director for the City of Auburn regarding the aspect of this agreement that must still be approved by the City of Auburn, Council as well, and he assures me that they're moving forward towards that. They will probably not get to it until May because they have a couple of committees to go through first, but he doesn't see any changes or foresee any changes coming. So is there any questions regarding this interlocal agreement? We've vetted it through the technology committee 2 meetings, as you can read, and gone through the agreement, asked questions, had changes made. We are receiving the new bills that itemize everything, and it looks good so far. No extra charges, so I'm pleased with that.
Any questions from council? Does council pleasure?
Make a motion to approve resolution number 2014-134.
Second.
Councilmember Walker, would you like to speak to the motion?
We're good. Technology committee's reviewed it, and we talked about it a couple times here, so.
Councilmember Knudsen?
I agree.
Any other comments from council? Any comments from the audience? Seeing none, roll call council.
Councilmember Putnam.
Aye.
Councilmember Steiger.
Aye.
Councilmember Walker.
Aye.
Councilmember Holding. Johnson's absent. Councilmember Cave.
Aye.
Councilmember Knudsen. Motion carries.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is resolution 2014-135.
Thank you, Councilmember Walker, for introducing this at the workshop for me. I don't know what was said, but just a brief summary. Since the inception of VRFA, because Chief Gerber was the lead for Auburn, and I was the lead for Pacific, VRFA came into fruition. Gerber and I had sat down and we had guidelines for how we operated. It was verbal all the way up until now. There was never a conflict. I don't anticipate there will be, but by putting those, the structure, the way we set it up, is now in writing, and that if we do have a conflict, do have a whatever conflict resolution, the mayor and the governance board, however it works, at least there's something in writing that we can fall back on. So, resolution number 2014-135 authorizes the mayor to execute a lease agreement with Valley Regional Fire Authority for the use of the city-owned property.
Okay, any questions from council? What's council's pleasure?
Move to approve resolution number 135, authorizing the mayor to execute a local lease agreement with the Valley Regional Fire Authority.
Second.
Okay, Councilmember Walker, would you like to speak to your motion? Okay, Councilmember Steiger?
I think it's good that we have these designs to protect everybody.
Any other comments from council? Comments from the audience? Seeing none, roll call council.
Councilmember Steiger.
Aye.
Councilmember Walker.
Aye.
Councilmember Holding. Johnson's absent. Councilmember Cave.
Aye.
Councilmember Knudsen. Aye. Councilmember Putnam.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is resolution 2014-136, authorizing the execution of the agreement with Morris Law.
This is an agreement for using Carol Morris for a land use attorney. We have some certain different code enforcement things and land use issues that we have and ordinances that we have to have reviewed, and felt that it would be good to have a land use attorney review these.
This is just interim until we have filled that. Any questions from council? What's council's pleasure?
Make a motion to adopt resolution 2014-136.
Second.
Councilmember Cave, would you speak to the motion?
We got some issues that are becoming time sensitive and we need to take action and we need legal advice.
Councilmember Walker?
Nothing.
Okay, any other comments from council?
I did have one.
Oh, I'm sorry. go ahead.
At some point, I'm assuming we wouldn't have to enter in another agreement. We could just, as council, if we needed more services, increase the amount at a later time if we needed to.
It would probably be an amendment to the original agreement. Yes. Any other questions from council? Okay, comments from the audience? Seeing none, roll call of council.
Councilmember Walker.
Aye.
Councilmember Holding.
No.
Councilmember Case?
Aye.
Councilmember Peterson?
Aye.
Councilmember Putnam?
Aye.
Councilmember Steiger?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda, Resolution 2014-137.
This resolution is to set a public hearing for a changing of a code that we have not allowing pervious parking surfaces. And since we're in the process of designing one for City Hall, it wouldn't be good for us to go against our own code. Plus, it's good to encourage it for other people too.
Questions from council? Councilmember Case?
So, is this part of a process that would have us rescind that part of the Pacific Municipal Code?
Yes, or change it.
Okay.
Any other questions from council? What's council's pleasure?
Move to approve resolution 2014-137.
Councilmember Putnam, would like to speak to your motion?
It's essentially a housekeeping issue. We've had other policies that encourage the use of pervious pavement. We've used pervious sidewalks ourselves, but there's a outdated piece of code that says all pavement has to be impervious, which dates back to when asphalt was introduced and the alternative was gravel. We just need to update that to comply with modern environmental approaches.
Councilmember Walker? Any other comments from council? Any comments from the audience? Seeing none, roll call of council.
Councilmember Halsey? Councilmember Case?
Aye.
Councilmember Peterson? Aye. Councilmember Putnam?
Aye.
Councilmember Steiger?
Aye.
Councilmember Walker?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Next item is